Welcome dear students in this series of Pedagogy of Social Studies. Today we will discuss about cooperative learning approach. So let us begin. As we all know that the traditional teaching is based on individualistic learning goals. So I am starting from the traditional teaching method where the individuals have their own learning goals and there is no relationship between individual goals and classroom learning goals. And the situations in traditional classrooms are like of no interdependence. And individuals are responsible for achievement of their own goal. They are not concerned with the group goals or the classroom learning goals, and all the individuals are being rewarded for their individual achievements. So this is the traditional kind of teaching which is going on mostly in our classes. And in these classes, teachers remain active maximum time and students remain passive most of the time. So these are teacher oriented techniques. Now this cooperative learning technique is different and it is student-centered approach which focuses main upon students, and they think that if students are more active, they will learn more. Let us understand it in this way. Cooperative learning approach is based on William Glazer's opinion that 10% of the students learn when they read. They retain 20% what we hear, and 30% when they see the things, and 50% when they both see and hear the things, and 70% when it is discussed with others, 80% when every individual experiences the things personally, and 95% of what we teach someone else. So you can see that maximum learning is when we are teaching someone. So it means when we are actively participating, then only we can learn more. So cooperative learning wants to enhance the students' learning by giving them personal experiences and by giving them opportunity to teach each other. So here the idea is that class members are divided into smaller groups. Now teacher assigns learning goals to the groups and students work towards those learning goals by helping each other. As we have talked earlier, they try to teach each other to achieve those goals. So now the group goals are not different from the individual goals. Individual and group goals or classroom goals are in line to each other, and every group member is responsible to achieve those learning goals. So teacher provides learning material and he acts as instructor, facilitator, moderator, expert, resource, manager, curriculum specialist, planner, observer, processor, coach or evaluator. Otherwise, the group members means the students attempt to understand the material. Teacher has to provide motivation and encouragement to fellow participants is even given by the students to each other. So they act as their own teachers between the groups, and teacher is the outsider. He is the moderator. He is the expert resource manager. So this way the teacher's role is very much different in this kind of approach. Now you can understand this approach from these 5 principles of cooperative learning. Cooperative learning operates on the principle of V classroom, all swing or sync principle, interdependence, individual rewards and group goals. So contrary to the traditional teaching, Here, the I classroom has been shifted to we classroom. I will, no, we will. Either all will learn or all will sink, all swim or sink, and there is positive interdependence among the group members, means students. So everyone is not behind the individual rewards, but there are group goals. Achieving those group goals will automatically lead to individual rewards. It will automatically lead. There is no race kind of thing in this kind of learning environment. So what cooperative learning is not? It is not a new thing. We all, from the ages, whenever we have collaborated, did work cooperatively, we always excelled. But it is not a magic. It cannot happen in a day. We need a lot of practice, planning, everything. And it is not something to be used all the time. For every lesson, you cannot go for cooperative learning class. And it is not as simple as it sounds, because teachers and workshop leaders need to have good training to have cooperative learning classrooms. So it is not easy to switch or adjust to. The traditional teachers and students are used to of traditional teaching. So teachers and students will not be able to adjust or switch to it very easily. And it is not mainly about group learning. It is, yes, about individual learning, but achieving group goals. And it cannot be considered as a fact, not only for students or small groups. So now there are 5 key elements of cooperative learning. Number 1, positive interdependence. Number 2, individual accountability. Number 3, face-to-face interaction. Number 4, direct instruction of social skills. And number 5, processing. So let's talk about these elements one by one. Positive interdependence. This element means that learners are should feel and understand that they need the help of the peer group for successfully completing the set learning goals. It means they should feel that they are dependent on each other for their success, and that dependence and or each other, they have to motivate each other. There is one set of answer to which they have to reach. They have same grading levels and they have same bonus points. So if this will be the things, there will be positive interdependence. Then comes the second part of positive interdependence. That is, students are interdependent on each other for mutual goals, joint rewards, for material, information, and for roles. One cannot perform the role if the other is not cooperating. So that is how students are interdependent on each other. Now comes the second element, that is individual accountability. Now individual accountability means individual achievement is equally important, though the group goals are important, but individuals have to achieve their goal also. Students are responsible for their own learning as well as for the group learning, and teachers call any member randomly to respond. And that is how teacher makes sure that every individual is alert and is working towards their own goal also. And on the spot testing of understanding of content is done to ensure individual accountability among students. Then comes the face-to-face interaction. It is the third main element of the cooperative learning approach, in which healthy direct interaction between learners is promoted by the teacher. Through face-to-face interaction, learners share their views, resources, discuss their ideas, make explanations, act in a trustworthy way, and receive or provide constructive feedback. It means students work in a synchronous manner. Means individuals maintain contact with each other with group members, while talking they have to make eye contact. So they should be, so that there should be a healthy face-to-face interaction. And they ensure that no groups from within larger groups. There are no groups within the larger groups. And designated areas are provided to specific groups so that in smaller groups students can interact in a healthy way face to face, so that they can share their ideas, views, resources, as we have already talked. Teachers should be able to move freely in the classroom. So the classroom setting should be that if the students are sitting in groups, they should be placed like that they can face each other easily, and even teacher can move easily in the classroom and they can go to the groups, teacher can go to the groups. Then there is essential placement of group members. Means group members to stay with each other till instructed. Till the goals are not achieved, the groups will remain together. Then comes the direct instruction of social skills. So it means that cooperative learning approach require and enhance interpersonal and small group skills like communication, trust building, decision making, leadership, active listening, accepting others' views, challenging ideas, and compromising. And for that, there are positive framing of rules. Means if someone doesn't do the responsibility or the role assigned to him, what is the positive framing of rules? Means there is no punishment that he or she will teach to the whole class. That kind of positive framing of rules will be there. And there is intentional inclusion of social skills. Intentional inclusion of social skills, so that we can teach directly the social skills through this group assignments. Then comes group processing or processing, which is the last element of cooperative learning approach. So in this, teacher should provide enough time and procedure to the group for self-assessment or analyzing their performance in comparison to others. Groups in relation to assigned learning tasks and social skills. Students are working individually as well as in groups, and group behaviors are encouraged and motivated by each other. And now the task of the teacher is to see the group processing. By providing them, teacher encourages students to reflect upon the situation and instances so that they can self-analyze, self-assess their performance, and they can compare their performance with other groups, and they can see how much they have developed, how much they have gained, how much social skills they have acquired. Then comes the advantages of cooperative learning approach. It is believed that this kind of approach, or the research studies say that this approach develops higher level thinking skills. It promotes student and faculty interaction. It increases student retention. It builds self-esteem in students and enhances student satisfaction with the learning experiences. The classroom resembles like real life social and employment situations, and students learn to adjust and they develop automatically the social skills required in adult life. Cooperative learning activities can be used to personalize large lecture classes. We can divide the things between students, and it will be easy for the teacher and students to handle those large topics. It creates a more positive attitude towards teachers, principals, and other school personnel by students. It also promotes innovation in teaching as well as in classroom techniques. And it has been seen through research that classroom anxiety is significantly reduced in cooperative learning classrooms. So these were the advantages of cooperative learning. And with this lesson is over. See you in the next lesson. Thank you.